Bom dia, bonjour, hello. So today first of all, I will recall you that I dedicate my course to Roberto Bedregal, who died from the virus, and he was professor in João Pessoa. So today will be especially for him. And also today we will continue the construction of Marie-Hélène Schwartz and this fantastic ideas she had. I will go here. Okay, so today we continue with Marie-Hélène Schwartz with the Schwartz classes, the characteristic classes by Marie-Hélène Schwartz. Of course, the basic construction is the one we have seen for Poincaré-Hopf. All ideas are more or less already in Poincaré-Hopf theorem. The ideas she had, but we will see more today, the dual cell decomposition, using dual cell decomposition, and also the idea of these radial vector fields. We have to go with frames now, okay? So the context is now complex analytic varieties, no more real one. In Poincaré-Hopf, that was a real situation. And we have to work with complex airframes, as we did for Chern classes, okay? Well, so now take care of, maybe I'm not so consistent with dimension, but I think no problem. I hope so. The complex dimension of M and the singular variety X will be respectively M and N. And in the same way than the Poincaré-Hopf theorem, the first idea of Marie-Hélène-Schwartz is to consider complex stratified vector field relatively to a complex Whitney stratification of your spaces. And you have still Whitney shown that for any analytic variety, you can construct Whitney stratification. There exists Whitney stratification, and also there exists triangulation of your space with triangulation respecting the stratification, which means that each simplex is completely entirely included in a stratum. Okay, so Marie-Hélène Schwartz considers a space which is not anymore a bundle, which is a union of all tangent space to V alpha, more or less what we already considered for the Poincaré-Hopf theorem. And so, but this is not a bundle because the dimension varies with the strata, but we will take a vector field or frames which are section of the tangent of M or TRM, as we have seen for Chern classes, but sections which are in this subspace so that the vector field, the frames will be stratified once, okay? Well, as I said, as in the last course, we will take dual cell decomposition. Why? Because if we take obstruction to the dimension of each stratum, we will have different dimension of the co-cycle. So you have not a unique co-cycle for all your singular space. The dimension for the obstruction of the airframe complex, airframe in M is equal to 2p, as we have seen for Whitney, for the Chern classes, 2p, which is 2m minus r plus 1. Now, if you have a stratum of dimension, complex dimension S, real dimension 2s, the obstruction dimension of the construction of an airframe tangent to this stratum V alpha will be 2q, 2s minus r plus 1. And you see that when you take a cell of dimension 2p, d2p in that case is exactly the obstruction dimension for an airframe constructing an airframe tangent to M, okay, to the ambient manifold. But for each stratum V alpha, for the regular, okay, and for each stratum V alpha, the dimension of intersection of V alpha with D2P, as we have seen, it's transverse. So the intersection with D2P is exactly 2Q, which is 2S minus R plus 1. So if we work with dual cell, you will look at the dual cell intersection to V alpha, obstruction dimension is 2Q, and then by the local and the global then radial extension, you will extend in the cell which has dimension 2P, which is exactly the dimension for constructing an airframe in M. So that's the other fantastic idea of Marie and Schwarz, not to work with triangulation. The triangulation is useful because from this triangulation, you construct your dual cell decomposition, but not working with triangulation, the basis triangulation, because obstruction dimensions are different, and so you have co-cycles of different dimensions, but working with the dual cell decomposition. So let's go in details. First of all, we have seen that obstruction, we have seen for an airframe. But if you look at an R-1 frame, R-1 frame, here you have to put R-1. So it will be 2P plus 2. 2P plus 2. So the obstruction dimension to the construction of an R-1 frame tangent to M, to the ambient manifold, is 2P plus 2. So if you look at dimension 2P cell, it is less than the obstruction dimension. So you can construct an R-1 frame without any singularity on your D2P. So what does it mean? It means that what you will do is to distinguish in your airframe the first R-1 frame that we call V R-1 like that, okay? R-1 vectors, without any singularities on the 2P cells. Okay? Well, so I will distinguish in an airframe the first R-1 that I can construct without any singularity. And singularity will be only from the last one, VR, and VR will be either 0, or if you have already the plane which is given by the R-1 first vectors, they generate a plane, and the last one being in this plane will give a singularity, because in that case you have not an airframe but an R-1 frame. So the last one will be either 0 or in the plane generated by the R-1 first. Okay, so if you have a stratum, what you will do? A stratum of dimension, real dimension 2S, you construct V R-1 without any singularity on the 2Q cells, which are intersection of 2P cells in M with V alpha. And VR will be the last, the complex vector field, independent of the R-1 first, but with singularities. And singularities will be, you can choose at the barycenter of the cell, and because on the boundary, it will be, you know that you can construct without any singularity, and then exactly like for a vector field, it will be, the singularity will be on the barycenter by homothécy. Okay, and you know that the barycenter of the 2P cells is also the barycenter of the simplex of which the cell is dual, and is also the barycenter of the intersection of the cell with V alpha, which is a 2Q cell. Okay? Well, Consider now we will a frame with isolated singularities, and we will look at the local radial extension of airframes, which is based, of course, on the local radial extension of vectors. Okay. Okay. So you will construct the extension, local radial extension, in such a way that you have also a parallel extension of what? Because you have here an airframe, the R-1 first and the last, okay? You can take a parallel extension of R-1 first, which will be this, V tilde R-1P, exactly as we did for one vector, you take for R-1 vectors, and this you can do without singularity because the obstruction is two dimensional more. Okay, so you take the parallel, and you take also the parallel of the last one, V tilde RP, as you did for the Poincaré. And you look at the transverse vector field. Okay, what you will do is to keep the R-1 first without adding anything, and you add the transverse only for the last one. Okay, so it means that you have a field of R-1 plane, and you work in the transverse, I will say, plane. So you, once again, the R-1 first is, they are only extended by parallelism, and you add the transverse only for the last one because it's the one which will give you the singularity, okay? So the radial extension of the last one satisfies the property of radial extension of a vector field, exactly the same. And the R-1 has no singularity in the small tubular neighborhood of radius epsilon, exactly as we constructed in the case of Poincaré-Hopf. So now, if FVR, the last one, has an isolated singularity at a barycenter of a cell, the I2P, okay, which is a zero of VR, it's better to think of zero of VR, then the extension will have the same properties in the tubular neighborhood of locally. And also you will have same index for your airframe in the ambient manifold and in the stratum V alpha, the same index. So it is just an extension of what we have seen for the Poincaré-Hopf, okay? And of course, if you start for the first stratum, Q is 0, take care that now you have to start with strata which are R-1 dimensional, okay, like we have seen for CERN. So the index is +1, exactly. You take a radial one going outwards of small ball, exactly in the same situation, okay? So we call IVRA the index of the extension, local radial extension at the isolated singularity. It is the same index as on the stratum and also in the ambient manifold. For the moment, it is in a small tubular neighborhood, but a tubular neighborhood in M, okay, in M. Well, let's look at the global extension now. As in the case of Poincaré-Hopf, you will construct the global by increasing dimension of the strata. So you have, it's easy now, you have just to extend. So for the strata, from the starting strata, starting strata, you will take, so there will be intersection with the dual cell will be a point, so you can take, and the transverse is a disk, and you take an airframe going outwards with index +1. And then, so for the starting point, it will be +1, exactly as Poincaré-Off, but you have to take care of the dimension, of course, of the dual cell you consider, okay? And then when S will be bigger than R-1, and if the construction is already performed on all strata V beta whose dimension is less than V2S, so what you did is you consider a 2S dimensional stratum that contains stratum V beta in the closure. The airframe is already constructed in a tubular neighborhood of the boundary of V alpha, exactly in the same situation, along V beta and in a tubular neighborhood around V beta. So you can extend inside V alpha, and your airframe is an airframe going inwards, the boundary of inwards V alpha, inwards interior of V alpha. So it is exactly the same. So you have no difficulty. What is important is that you are working always in the skeleton of dimension 2Q adapted to the strata, taking the intersection of the dual cells with the strata. So you construct your airframe in this intersection of the dual cells with the strata, okay? And this intersection is exactly the obstruction dimension for a construction of an airframe in these cells, okay? So it's exactly the same. So it's also this very nice idea of Marian Schwartz to consider dual cells instead of the triangulation, okay? And this is the reason for which I already said to you, it's a reason for which from the very beginning I worked with these dual cells, because now they are very useful. And if you work with triangulation, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You will have a co-cycle with different dimensions in each strata. So you have a theorem globally, which say to you that you can construct on the 2p skeleton in M in the ambient manifold a stratified airframe VR, so that it will be radial. So it will have isolated singular points, which are zeros of the last vector VR, because the R-1, we have seen that R-1 can be constructed without any singularity on the 2p skeleton. The obstruction dimension is 2p plus 2, okay? So on the D2p, you can construct without any singularity R-1. And VR, the last one, has isolated singularity. And on the 2p minus 1 cells, the airframe has no singular point, exactly as the Poincaré-Off construction. On the 2p cells, the R-1 frame has no singular point. We have seen that because the construction dimension, the obstruction dimension is 2p plus 2, okay? And now, if you have a singular point in D2p intersection with the stratum V alpha, the singular point is singular points of VR, the last vector of the airframe VR, okay? And so if V alpha has dimension 2s, real 2s, then if you are on the starting point is on the strata of dimension 2s equal to R-1, factor R-1, and then the index is +1, exactly the starting point for Poincaré-Off will be in points, okay? And then for higher dimensional strata, the index of the airframe is the same on the stratum and in the ambient space, because you use this radial extension, local and global. You imagine that I present you like that, but if you want to write everything is incredible. It's a fantastic work to make all details. Marianne Schwartz made all details. And I forgot to say to you that the first time Marianne Schwartz wrote this theorem, the Poincaré and construction of airframe, she did not know witness stratification. Witness stratification has been made during the time Marianne Schwartz was working on this. And the first writing of these properties and the characteristic classes for complex variety, she said, if the stratification satisfies pop, then, but she did not know that there were Whitney shown at the same time that every analytic variety admits such stratification satisfying A and B. And the condition Marianne Schwartz was giving were exactly A and B conditions. It was necessary for her, as you have seen, to have this condition. And it's a fantastic work. Okay, so let's go back. So you know that the index of your airframe on D2P is the same than the index on the intersection with V alpha, because this is exactly obstruction dimension for constructing an airframe on V alpha. Okay? Well, so, and I say that inside the 2P cell, which meets several strata, the only singularities of the airframe are inside the lowest dimensional one, yes, because it's on the barycenter of the, okay, this is. Now, if the frame VR is pointing out, also sorry, the VR, the airframe VR is pointing outwards a cellular neighborhood of X in M, and it has no singularity on the boundary of this tubular neighborhood. That is important. Also, you imagine that you have to play with these neighborhoods because I explained to you that you have to take tubular neighborhoods of length epsilon, such that you can apply A and B conditions, so that you can project your vector field on the different planes of higher dimensional strata, as we have seen, okay? And so these are T epsilon tubular neighborhood, and this is not cellular. So you have to work with, to play with a system of tubular neighborhoods such that they are included one in the other. And so this is also technical things that I don't give you all details, but you can imagine very well that you have to take a system of tubular neighborhoods so that you can apply everything you want on these tubular neighborhoods. So it's fantastic work for Marianne Schwartz. Of course, it's technical, but the idea is marvelous. Okay, well, so now let's give you define the obstruction co-cycle and classes. Take D star sigma. I already say that to you. It's the elementary D cochain whose value is 1 on D sigma and 0 on other cells. So you can define a 2P cochain in C2P, T modulo the boundary of T, T being the cellular tubular neighborhood, as we have seen in the previous course, made of cells. And I'll remember to you that D of T, the boundary of T, is made of dual cells, such that which are dual of simplices, which are not in X. Okay, and so this is the reason for which you are looking this not absolute but relative cochains. Okay, so to each cochain you associate the index of the airframe at the barycenter, which is a unique singular point inside the cell D of sigma, and the barycenter of D of sigma is the same as the barycenter of sigma. So I simplify. It's possible to put here barycenter of D of sigma, if you wish, if you prefer. So there are two ways to give the quotient, saying that it associates to each cell this integer, or to cell that you can write as a quotient, having here elementary quotient, and the expression for on this elementary quotient on a D sigma is the index for the dual cell which correspond, and 0 for others that we have seen in the previous course. You know that. Okay, this quotient is a cocycle. This is a general obstruction theory. And the class of this cocycle lies in H2P of T modulo the boundary. You know already that by retraction of T minus X on the boundary of T, you have this equality isomorphism of cohomology groups in any dimension, H2P. And then by excision, by M minus T, you have isomorphism between the two last one, okay? So the P-Schwarz class is the class of this cocycle here, of this cocycle, this C hat. So it is a cocycle, its class is in this, and this is exactly so P-Schwarz class of X, which lies in the relative cohomology group of M modulo M minus X, okay? And that was in 1965. Marianne Schwartz wrote his paper in French, in Compte Rendu of Academy of Science, and quite nobody looked at this paper because it was in French, maybe. And even at the same time, in 1965, China's guy, Wu, we have already seen Wu Wensun. Okay. Wu Wensun. Wu wrote a paper giving classes. We will see that these classes are not the same than Marianne Schwartz, but they will appear in the next course. So thank you very much, and Fikem Beng.